Our next speaker will be Phil Pavlov, also for State Senate candidate.
Thank you, Cindy. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. I come from St. Clair County, where I am a current state representative in my third term. And I decided about the same time that Todd and Lauren decided to kick off their campaign back in April of 2009. I had the opportunity as being a state legislator in my last term to really take a look at what it was going to take to be the most qualified candidate and the most candidate would be most prepared to take on the challenges in 2011 as a state senator. And what I did with my time in my last term in the Michigan legislature is I put myself into every major policy conversation that I could. I loaded up on the most amount of committees. There isn't anybody in Lansing who's doing more committee work than I am. I've taken a lead in education over the last 3 years because that's really where, as Todd said, that's really where our future lies. And as we're talking to chamber members this morning, you guys are looking to your state legislators. You guys are here at 7 o'clock in the morning to get a better understanding of who is best qualified to make those decisions over the next 4 years that are going to impact you. And I'm proud to say, after listening to all the new membership that have come to the chamber, the Blue Water Chamber of Commerce is also a growing group. And that's, during tough economic times, you're here today putting your time and efforts in it because you want some results. And even though as difficult as it is to be expanding parts of your spending, you're saying, okay, who is best prepared? So as I've worked with the chamber, I've been fortunate enough to get the endorsement of the Michigan Chamber of Commerce. And that's huge because that's really based on 6 years of work that I've done, and also with my nearly 20 years of business ownership before I became a state legislator. And so we work very close with the business community, and we understand that that's where the economic growth is going to come, and it's going to come from small business, essentially. The people in this room are going to be the ones that are going to be putting people to work. And in Michigan, over the last 5 years, we've essentially moved from one crisis to the next. And we have not been able to really get a foothold on what's happening in terms of the private sector. I think that this administration has put a deaf tone to local business. And when you take a look at tax policy, when we had an opportunity to change in Michigan, we put the Michigan business tax into effect. And that was such a disaster, and it's proven to be a disaster, each and every one of you in this room, because that is the one activity tax that really penalizes you for adding employment. It penalizes you for making capital investments to be able to put people to work. So my hope is in the next 4 years, we're going to have a crack at fixing that MBT. I was obviously a no on that MBT. We also reached into the pockets of working families in this state to the tune of about $300 per family when we raised the Michigan income tax in order to balance the budget. We were faced with the threat of a government shutdown. The whole world was going to come to an end unless we were forced at 4 o'clock in the morning to make a terrible vote to raise taxes on working people in this state. Those are things that when we take a look at, and I'm going door to door through Lapeer County, people are saying, what are you guys doing to create jobs? Well, I'll just tell you that there isn't a room in that state capitol that you create jobs in. But there is a room where you affect, in a negative way, every job provider in this state. So what we want to be able to do over the next 4 years, if I'm fortunate enough to be your state senator, is take a comprehensive look, get into that Michigan business tax. Taxes are a necessary evil, but there's going to be an opportunity to put something that would encourage you guys, as business owners in this community, to put people to work. I'm fortunate and blessed to be having 6 years of experience to see what doesn't work. And I can't wait to be in a majority position and potentially work with the governor to really do the things that are important in Michigan. I've been very fortunate over the last year and a half to get to know a lot of people in Lapeer County. I'll tell you, that county line is kind of an invisible barrier when you're from St. Clair County. But it's been fun. I've been received well in this community, and I just hope that you take a good look at my website, philpavlov.com. I've been endorsed by the National Rifle Association, Small Business Association, the Michigan Township Association, and these are groups that I've worked with extensively over the last 6 years, and they put their confidence in my campaign and in my candidacy, and I would ask you to do the same thing. I appreciate the time.